Flash already is in the mainstream of all enterprise storage systems. The majority of ONTAP systems today ship with some amount of Flash included in the systems. So they're all hybrid systems at this point.
That means in the caching system?
That's right. With Flash cache or Flash pools, a little bit of Flash goes a long way to speeding up a lot of disk. So that's already established.
That's what the Gartner called them retrofit disk arrays.
That's probably a fair statement because they're not designed from scratch to be hybrid, but we're able to add Flash in an ONTAP environment where you can take full advantage of a lot of Flash, but not an infinite amount of Flash. The all-flash arrays will also become, today they are servicing a particular set of workloads for the most demanding databases. Over time, I believe they'll become a layer of storage in the enterprise. But the time will depend entirely on the price. As Flash prices come down, they will replace more and more of the 10K or 15K RPM disk supply business. Right now, the ratio of price is probably 1 to 7. And I think it has to come down to 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 before there's a real shift away from the high-speed disk into SSDs.
How long is it going to take to fill the gap in terms of price?
3 years ago, I thought it would be happening by about now. But SSD prices haven't fallen quite as fast as we expected, and disk prices fell faster. So I do believe it will happen. It's hard to predict when. It might be 3 years, it might be 5 years, it might be longer. I think every application would benefit from running out of Flash instead of disk, but the only ones that are worth it to spend 5 to 7 times as much are the most critical or the most performance sensitive ones. And so that's where the all-Flash business is going today. NetApp entered the market in this past February with our EF540, and we've shipped over 500 of them. So the main competitors, there hasn't really been a single main competitor until, I think, recently. It's been a lot of startups and no really any other mainstream companies. EMC has recently announced their all-flash array, the Extreme IO. And actually, I think that will accelerate adoption of the technology in the marketplace. When the two leaders in the market, NetApp and EMC, now offer all-flash arrays, customers can now say, this is safe, this is mainstream, I can buy it with confidence that this technology will continue to be developed. They didn't really have that confidence when it was only startups in the market. ONTAP has been very successful over the past 20 years at serving the widest range of storage workloads in the industry. Everything from mission-critical transaction processing to Tier 2 business processing to home directories to archive to backup, all in the same architecture. That's part of what has made it the most used storage operating system, the most popular storage operating system in the world. More data is managed by ONTAP than any other storage operating system. And so it is basically software. It is run on a range of hardware platforms since the beginning of NetApp's business. It now runs in a virtual machine, and we offer it in the form of ONTAP Edge. So it's a very robust example of software-defined storage. We started the partnership with Cisco on FlexPod about 4 years ago on the idea that customers would like to get a sort of pre-configured, a validated design that included compute, network, and storage in a data center building block. And now we have over 3,000 FlexPod customers. It's been a very successful partnership. We have a run rate of business together in excess of $1.2 billion worldwide. And just customers have really loved the idea to be able to buy a configured stack that is already sized and appropriately tuned for the workloads that they want to run. So we continue to do new configurations, new updates, new expanded models of the FlexPod offering. I can't even remember how many different FlexPod configurations we have now. It's 40. Yeah, it's dozens and dozens, and that'll continue to grow. And we'll continue to do more integration with Cisco, particularly on the management front, to simplify the overall administration of a FlexPod. Design the E-Series specifically for Flash, but we did design it to be an extremely streamlined data path through the controller to be able to get the maximum amount of performance out of the storage devices attached. And it turns out that the operating system is streamlined enough that we can drive 100 terabytes of flash at full performance from an E-Series controller. So we can get a lot of IOPS performance, and we expect that our EF series all-flash arrays will continue to be the highest performing NetApp all-flash arrays. But we also have a flash array which will be into beta this year and be delivered next year that has a rich set of data management capabilities, and this is called FlashRay. And this includes inline compression and deduplication and scale out and a number of things that we think will enable the creation of a tier of storage in the enterprise that is based on flash that still serves multiple workloads of different types.